Hi, thanks so much for being here. Welcome or welcome back. This video is really about updating my vision board for the second half of the year. I wanted to just kind of do a quick update visually for the second half, just kind of updating the goals that I already accomplished and the ones that I will continue to work towards, and then just leave behind anything else that I decided to put aside for the moment. I think this video is going to be a two-part kind of video because I don't necessarily have a lot of time, but I did wanted to get started on it because we are already in July and it was supposed to be ready by July. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just kind of reflect on the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year and then use the same vision board images book that I got in the mail. I actually got this book about 2 years ago on Amazon. I will link it below in case you happen to be looking for something interesting like this. Just beautiful images that are already crisp and clear for you to get out and create your own vision board. And you don't have to be printing them on your own or spending too much money. This one has lasted me for about 2 years. It was super affordable. So if divided into all the months that I've been able to use it, it has been beautiful and super affordable. They do also offer different themes. I actually went with this one because it had a more boho colors to it. And that's like my style. But they do have other color palette and options to choose from. So definitely look for the links below. I will be adding an affiliate link. So if you do use that one, I will truly appreciate it. Okay. So what I'll do is just look through this one. And then I also got this one while we were traveling around the state. And I just thought I could find different images here that I could use as places that we visited or things that we've together and things that we have done together. Okay, so the idea is that I will go ahead and do a reflection here on the left. On my left page, I will try to add images that reflect the goals that I have already completed. So if I go to my vision board here, there's a few things that I think I have done. We sold our truck, so it counts as sold. There's two things that we wanted to sell, our truck and our camper, which by the way is for sale still. So I might add that link below in case you happen to be looking for a comfy, beautifully updated camper. I don't know, maybe check it out. I will add that below. But we did sold the truck. So that counts. As far as home, we have been updating it slowly to mimic the style that we like. And when I say we, it's more me, you know how it is. But I think it's getting there. I think there's a little bit more to do, especially in a room. I think that our master room can use some work. So I'm not sure that I will count that as done. However, we did the kitchen and the office area. I think I can update it a little bit more to reflect what I'm looking for. I haven't really started in my marketing business because I put it on side so I can focus on other things. So I will definitely put this one on the goals to continue to work toward. I am a body and mindset. I really didn't do my best the first half of the year, so I'm not going to count it. However, I have been slowly working my way back into routine and stuff like that. So I will continue to add those to the next 6 months. The traveling in the home, I think this actually has to do with more traveling and just being spontaneous. We haven't been able to travel in our camper because we sold the truck and we haven't really bought another one. So that one will be moved forward to the next 6 months. But we did travel by airplane. So that's something that can go towards accomplished. So I guess that three things have already been completed. So that's a win for me in 6 months. And I'm still working. I have completed those and I'm still working on other things. So I think that still counts. To me, that's a win. So I will update those in here and then I will move the ones that I'm going to continue to work towards on the right. And I will try to choose similar images, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like I said, I might not be able to finish the entire video now, but at least I want to get started and hopefully we get most of it done. And maybe the second part will be just flipping through the updated pages. If that's the case, I will definitely let you know when that happens. Obviously, you will see it. But yeah, let me focus on this one first. And here, I'm going to focus on the left, goals that I have already accomplished. And here, I know there is a section that has to do with items for sale. As you can see, I have been cutting through these the past 2 years. So I think I still have plenty to go. I believe I can still use this one for another year, maybe or two. depending on the images that I have left. There's a lot of things in here that don't necessarily apply to me, babies and stuff like that. We are done with that. So we don't have those unless I guess I can start adding grandbabies, but hopefully that's not going to happen anytime soon. Oh, these are good because you can add save and how much you want to save. Let me see if I can close this window. I hope that is a little bit better. I know that the space that I have is not too much of space, but I try my best. Yeah, in here, these, let me see if I can get you closer, are for you to add. So how much do you want to save, passive income, how much you want to make, how much money you want to raise, how much you want to invest, and so on. So those are neat. I'm looking for sold items. Either sold items or remodeled kitchen. Sold items or remodeled kitchen. Okay, going too far. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Here are some kitchens that I can use. They don't look exactly as our kitchen, obviously, because they're not. But maybe it's something like this I can use or something like that. Okay, seems like that might be the closest. So I'm going to keep this one just in case. Maybe I'll find another one, but for now, this might be the closest. So I'm going to make sure that I keep it handy. And I think I'm going to pause the video and find all the images. That way you don't have to look at me flipping through this notebook and messy pictures finding my images. Okay, so I got plenty of pictures. Now I want to see if I have enough to cover my page. So I will try to divide them, like I said, by the goals that I have already completed and the ones that I want to work on, continue to work on. So these will be to continue to work on. Sure. Well, I got this, continue to work on these and that, did that, I did this. These are just quotes that are also part of the magazine that I like to include to fill in. These I want to do, and this is completed. So I know that I can find more of completed. Where can I get? So let's see if I find a few more. So I think that I could use these to represent some of the ones that I did. Let me see. Okay, so in here, let me move them, separating. I wanted to memorize that I went to my brother's wedding in Puerto Rico. That's where we traveled by airplane. And then we also traveled locally to the local parks with our kids. And we saw giraffes. And so I think this could represent that. This one is when we got together with family while we were traveling to my brother's wedding. So I think I want to memorize all of it with the pictures because it is all part of it. So we got the wedding for him, the family time here. So this is like a party picture. And then the flowers, the wedding decor was beautiful. So I want to memorize that way. So it'll be something like that. This is obviously not the car that we sold. I think this is a Ferrari or something like that. I can't see, right? I think so. But yeah, not that, but it's a car. So I can represent the car that we sold and the area of our home that we updated. So I think I might put it down here, perhaps, just to have everything cohesive, meaning like colors and stuff, patterns. So I think I don't necessarily want to see his face or his color, just the rings there. So I can leave it like that, something like that. And then I can just add completed somewhere in there. Maybe I'll just keep it in handy on the side. But this will be something like what I already did on this part of the notebook. So I will cut out the images and put them to the page and then just add some quotes and stuff to represent the site. So this is for the completed. And then for the continuing to work, I do have plenty because, again, like I mentioned before, I still want to work on plenty of goals that I set up at the beginning of the year. And I have 6 more months to do that. So one of them will be to continue to travel with our RV. This is part of the goal. That's the main reason, truly, that we moved into a tiny living in an RV. We rented out our house. We're still renting our house. Sold everything, pack up, and moved states from North Carolina to Florida out of the blue without a really too much planning. We just moved and went with it. We've been here for a few years now, so we are definitely ready to start moving around. We wanted to get settled first. We were a military family, so we wanted to set doctors and stuff like that first. School. We have done plenty of things in these past few years, so I think we are ready to do what we set out to do. So yeah, I definitely look forward to that. So the goal is that hopefully soon, in a few more months, we will start doing that. So again, the exercise, I have been focusing on starting slow. So I started just walking every single day for 30 minutes as long as I meet 5,000 steps on each day. I just reading online that the myth, or I guess the what everybody talks about, walking 10,000 steps a day. It's really a myth that started from a company in Japan. I will try to find the article that I read and list it online in case you're interested in reading something about that. But yeah, I was struggling to meet 10,000 steps each day since we live tiny, we work and study from home. So it's a little bit complicated. So I actually came across it and I read on it. And it turns out it was a marketing campaign from that Japanese company that just stuck. It rhymed. So they went with it. And then after that, everybody started using that as a guide to walk 10,000 steps a day. But truly, all you really need is at least minimum 5,000. And obviously, you do have to do other things like eating healthy, sleeping, and everything else, dieting, movement, some workout, and stuff like that. Good routines. But yeah, now I'm aiming for the 5,000, and it's much better, much easier, really. So as long as I continue moving throughout the day and walk my 5,000, I meet my 30 minutes, I meet my 5,000, and that's good to go. So that's for my workout. So I'm starting with walking. I'm going to continue to add weight training again. Business plan, I want the marketing to get revamped and reset to be more clarified. And I'm going to see if we can bring more people to work with us. That's for that. And for school, I have this class that is driving me crazy, truly. I don't even know if you take marketing or you've taken marketing, the terms or what's it called, the fundamentals of marketing. It sounds easy. It's supposed to be easy, but when you start taking the test, it is complicated because they try to trick you with those questions. And I am having the hardest time with the class. So I am aiming to hopefully pass it and I will celebrate like never before when that happens. So that's for that. And then for the traveling, so the one that I mentioned before. So I think I'm going to have to arrange it a little bit different around to see if I can fit it on the page. I don't know that it will fit, so I will have to arrange it and go from there. So let's see how that goes. So this is how I will arrange it. I'm hoping that you can see this well. So I just went ahead and round at the corners and arrange it to be at least somewhat cohesive. I think that I could put that one up here though. No, I think this one's too dark. So maybe I'll add this one here. No, this one here. Because this is the good thing about moving them around and just kind of seeing how you can arrange them in a way that makes sense to you. That looks good and aesthetically pleasing to look at. And now that I was thinking about this one, I think this is Ferrari. And if I compare that truck to the car that we currently have, we have a mini Fiat, which I love, but it is so tiny. And compared to that truck, that's how the truck felt like Ferrari. So yeah, I'm glad that I went with that one. So now I'm going to do that in there, and I'm going to try to do the same arrangement here on the right, just to have an idea. So we'll do that. This kind of look together about the same. I don't need to see, can do this. Kind of make it a little shorter. Then I can add that one in here and this one up here. I think that looks neat. So it'll be just like that. So this is the goals that I have done, accomplished, and this is the ones that I'm continuing to work toward the next 6 months of the year. So hopefully, if this happens, actually, this will be the very first year that I can say I accomplished most of my goals. I think most, if not all, because I know that there's another one that I completed. Yeah, I think I could say that. If I do accomplish all these, I can say that this is one of the years that I have accomplished, if not all, most of my goals. And that is insane to say, to even think about. That is exciting. And I think that now all I have to do is just glue it together and then we're good to go. So we can move on with working with the goal. So I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to do the gluing off camera because it tends to take me a long time because, I don't know, it gets tricky. But this is how it will look once it is glued. I will take some pictures once it's done. And if I add any of the quotes that I chose, I will add those in the pictures and I'm just going to take cute pictures and share them with you on my Instagram. It should be linked below if you wanted to join me there. I can leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have found the video entertaining and helpful in some way. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.